Why the system looks for the perfection in such a simple method?
So this is a good question. We're not looking for the perfection. The ego looks for perfection. Consciousness knows that it is already perfect. It's God in evolution. The expansion of love, unconditional love, be it the planet, be it the human, everything is perfect because it is constantly evolving. And this is why we talk about the human experience. Because the ego has an expectation of something that's defined and finite. But it's not finite. Creation is infinite. It never stops. God never stops evolving, never stops creating, never stops changing. And it's infinite. It's eternal. The ego has an objective. It's goal-orientated. So you're already perfect. From a point of your divinity, you are perfect. But you are evolving into more and more. And that's eternal. Even when you're enlightened, you keep evolving because God never stops creating. It's eternal. But we have classroom mentality, no? So we think that everything is we do this, we graduate, we become the best. But it's a very limited perception. And that's what creates the illusion of duality. Because each human is perfect. Each human is unique. The same as every animal and every plant. Nothing is not perfect in this moment. And as you expand consciousness and you become the facets, you start to see that. So I'm evolving and evolving and evolving into more unconditional love. I am having more awareness. I'm becoming more conscious of self. And I'm changing and evolving. But it will never stop. The perfection is here now. Rivers keep flowing. They flow in all different directions. They don't all flow in the same direction. Everything is always moving. Everything. Because it's evolving.
If we are so powerful and unlimited, why do we create so much fear?
Because we're not experiencing that. We're not experiencing our unlimited potential. We've created an illusion of separation. When you were born, you weren't afraid. You were pure love. We've been taught fear. And until we come back to our true essence, we will continue to experience fear. Why? Because we think love is external. And because the external's fragile, we have to control it. And it's impossible to control. So we feel impotent. We're trying to balance everything so we feel loved, so we feel secure. We're trying to guarantee our future. And then all of a sudden, the illusion starts to collapse. Forever doesn't exist. And we start to feel insecure. And we don't know who we are. And we can see that we're just an accumulation of experiences and an accumulation of masks and ways of behaving. But the essence, the greatness of who we truly are, we have no idea. So we're fragile. And then we start to let go of the illusion and we start to find reality. You know, when I say enlightenment keeps expanding, but it is conscious expansion. Humans are asleep. We are asleep, creating within our dream. When you wake up, you are creating within reality, consciously. Now, you are starting to break through that. So in each moment, you're becoming more and more conscious. Do you remember before you were conscious? You were robotic, just doing, reacting, responding. It was all ego-based or image-based. But now, we're starting to clean the window of perception. We're starting to know self. We're starting to see reality. Now, we're evolving, more and more conscious in every moment. Yeah, and that's the difference. So why? Because it is. It is. Why is the grass green? Because it's green. I can start telling you it's about photosynthesis and the blah, 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 blah. But that doesn't explain why it's green. It's verde. It is. Everything is. It could have been purple and had another scientific explanation. But everything is perfect, exactly as it is.
So I just have a question about the different portals. Do you see them as serving a different purpose? Like from each other?
You know, the thing with the facets, they're progressional, no? They're progressional, always leading to the point of enlightenment. And then becoming the actions of that. So they're progressional. The first facet is the most important. The second facet is the most important. The third facet is the most important. Every facet is the most important because it is enlightenment. The moment you're experiencing the facets, permanently, you're awake. There you go.
Can you talk a bit about how to continue trusting in what we are creating?
You know, the thing is surrender. Because we have so many ideas and controls. This is why we have so much information. You know, people don't trust anymore in anything. Before we were more innocent, no? And now we've got Google. We're all brain surgeons. You know, we go in, we study, and we think we know more than anyone. And the thing is to let go and to trust what's coming is the best for you. The best for you to evolve. And this is how consciousness works. It's always a leap of faith. So the moment you can trust in your creation, you can say yes, even though it's beyond your idea. You start to unwrap the gift. And you start to see, oh, it was perfect. Oh, it was perfect. It's making me evolve. It's allowing me to love myself more. It's allowing me to flow more, to grow more, to find more joy. Because when we control within the box of what we know, we're not open to the unknown. And that's where the answers are. It's not in knowledge, other people's knowledge. You know, we can all read whatever and learn it and parrot it. And when we parrot it perfectly, then we get the prize. But we don't have our own experience. And that's what's important. So everything we're creating externally is provoking us to know ourselves. And that's what's important. What I see, what comes from within, my internal voice, my omniscience, my awakening. That's what's important. So in the beginning, it's very hard to trust in your creations, especially if you don't like them. It's like, that's not my creation, that's someone else's. That's a co-creation. And I'm quitting the team. But it's not like that. You know, obviously there's situations that are clear no's. But normally, within the ambiguity, you can say yes and start to flow more and let go of the control. When you let go of the control, everything changes. Yes?
When you talk about creation, are you talking about the reality of oneself, or there is a difference?
Sure. Everything's creation. It's your reality. You only have your reality. You only have your window of perception. That doesn't mean it's correct or clear or based in unconditional love. You know, initially, it's just projection or ideas, be they cultural, be they religious, be they whatever. But at some point, when you perceive yourself in everything without the judgment, you become the mirror of perfection. So in the beginning, yes, everything that comes or everything you perceive, you have to use to become empty. And as you become empty, the vision changes. It's like you take the veil off your eyes. And it takes a lot of courage to do that, because you have to see yourself. Oh yeah, I'm like that. Oh yeah, I'm like that. I see my violence, I see my jealousy, I see my insecurities, I see my immaturity, I see my neediness, I see whatever, but without judgment. And then my perception starts to be filled with love and appreciation and gratitude and unity. That's why the facets is progressional. And the system allows you to empty. This system's so simple. There's no complication. There's nothing to believe. There's no one to follow. I just want you to be yourselves. I certainly don't want you to be me. I'll be unemployed. You understand? You're just revealing yourselves. So yes, in your situation, everything's you. It's your creation.
The facets are talking about love, and my question is, what is love?
Love's an energy. Love is everything. That vibration that sustains totality. Science can prove that. Everything's energy. And it's vibrating in different levels. We have rocks, we have air, it's all different vibration, but it's all unconditional love. And when you experience it internally, it's joyful, it's light, it's creative, and then it starts to move out. And you start to perceive it everywhere. But it starts within.
Can you talk about the voice of the heart? It happened to me that I took some decisions and then I start rationalizing a bit and I get scared, I get afraid. So I would like you to talk a little bit about how to follow the voice of the heart and how to be in peace with it.
So when you jump into your head, there's fear, no? When you follow your heart, there's joy. But you've been taught, use your head, not your heart. Why? Because the head creates structure. And we feel safe within structures. You know, that's why we have arranged marriages. Everyone's controlling what you do at college and when you go to the university. Because we have this idea that this will give us security and happiness. But does it? It doesn't. But there's no guarantee that the heart will either. But you will experience love. And ultimately, anything that causes you to expand love is the greatest thing. Because then you have the capacity to love yourself more until you can find unconditional love. So you just need to be clear. You have to trust in your own intuition and realize you can't make a mistake. If you have an objective, you can make a mistake. But if you're in the present moment and you're enjoying each moment, you can't make a mistake. Mistakes come from the head. The heart has experiences. And those experiences might change. And you might choose something else. But the idea that because you have a structure, you will be happy, it's a complete illusion. You have to do things that bring you joy, that make you create, that make your heart move, that allows you to discover self. This is what's important. And it could be something that's very structured. That's fine. But you should do it through joy, not because you should. This is what you have to see. You do things, you move into action to know self. If you jump into your head and you do something appropriate that you don't want, you suffer. It's easy to see what's the right choice, no? Am I suffering? Or I enjoy? Am I giving? Am I creating? These are the questions you have to ask. And it's good to feel insecure. You discover more. You have to walk through your fears. You have to trust in yourself until you find security. But you know, you need to focus on you. You're always looking for external solutions. You know, which woman will I choose? Well, the problem is that none of them are going to make you happy until you're happy. They'll just mirror your insecurities, be it the structure or the other. Stop looking outside. You have to look inside. Or no. Do what I did. Look totally outside. And then come home. The problem is you know now. That's a problem. I didn't know. You've taken the red pill. Or was it blue? Oh, azul. Okay.
Good afternoon. My question is, because I lost why did I lose the capacity of appreciation? The surprises, the gifts, the wonderful things that are in life. That's my question.
You know, this is a product of consumerism and achievement. Because we always have an expectation. It's like the telephone. As soon as you get one, then 2 months you want the new one. And we're not open to receive because we have ideas of how things should look. So that beauty, that surprise, that maravilla, we can't see it because we're structured. We're achieving, we're obtaining, we get, and then we want something else, want something else, want something else. Why? Because we're defining ourselves through that. It's a thing of status. When we let go and we don't have expectations and we start living in the moment, we can start to see the magic that was always there. And when things come, we receive them from a place of joy because they're coming literally as gifts, not as things that we have to have. And the more you focus on appreciation and gratitude and love, the more you appreciate everything. And the more simple you become, because you'll see that you don't need what you thought you needed. In fact, quite the opposite. You want less. You just want to enjoy each moment through love. So, you've jumped from your head to your heart. And everything's changed. Everything's new. Everything's to be appreciated. Because you've found value in what's real.
You say that we create grooves through our life, but will they disappear with the practice?
Sure. They'll stop controlling us. They're like the manchas on the window, no? They're like the dirt on the window. Once we start to clean it, it loses its power. The voice might still be there, but it no longer involves us. We witness the voice, and we know it so clearly that we just laugh at it Because we're anchored in the silence. We're anchored in consciousness. And this starts to become unimportant. Yeah? Good. Gracias.
Come visit our webpage for books, movies, and our wonderful retreat centers. Isha's simple yet powerful system is transforming lives around the world.